Hello everyone and welcome back into Kentucky Garden Gal. I am Nancy. We are a Zone 7 here in South Central Kentucky. And today I am potting up my Greenstalk vertical growing towers. Now this is my second year for these, so I kind of learned from last year what I wanted to put in mind, what does well, and we have an unhappy kitty for some reason. So I started out by unstacking my towers. I had stored them in the greenhouse out of the weather, and the only thing that survived were some of these strawberries over here. I have shown these in an earlier video. So I went ahead and got some more strawberries for this set. Now I have two sets of 5, and there's 6 pouches in each tower. I do think they come in a 7, but I just thought that was a little bit too tall for me as far as being able to reach in and water. So on this set, when I purchased them, I got the rolling cart. This one I did not, and I regret it because you really do need to use the rolling cart that comes with these. I had some other things that I thought they were plant stands, but they weren't sturdy enough, and they just collapsed under the weight of all of this. So I do have to order a rolling set to go under here. But what I'll do is I'll wait until they're on sale. They usually have good sales around Mother's Day. So anything that I want, they have different accessories that come with these. But I wanted to show you some maintenance things that I did. So last year I put my soil in, and I don't need to replace it. All I did, I went through, removed all of the debris from last year. I even had plant tags that I needed to remove. And then I separated everything apart, and I cleaned these out and made sure, see those holes right there? You want to make sure that those holes are not obstructed in any way, because that is how your plants get water. So you want to put them so that the water hole is going right to the root of this plant. Now this was a rosemary that survived. No, it's not, it's sage. Pardon me. I didn't think I had any sage, so it turns out that is sage. Well, wonderful, because I didn't have any. So what I did, I had purchased a rosemary plant at Walmart in the vegetable section, and it had, no, I'm telling you wrong about this. Let me start over. This is something different. Okay, so I did purchase a cup of rosemary. I think it was around $3 or $4. So what I did, I've used it all winter long. I had it setting in my kitchen window, and I love rosemary with potatoes. I make a chicken salad that is just wonderful with rosemary in it. So all winter long, this is the mama branch right here, and I had cut off of this. Well, I took 2 sprigs, and I have some roots, nice pretty roots. So I went ahead and planted these, and I have added this year nasturtiums and marigolds. You can eat the nasturtiums, and the marigolds are for insect control. So you will see those that I have tried to put them on every level of this growing tower. So this first tower is turns out to be rosemary and sage, nasturtiums, and marigolds. Now these are going to grow tall. The rosemary and the sage are going to grow tall. So I went ahead, even though it's kind of late in the year, I went ahead and put some lettuces in the next to the bottom row. And it's red romaine is what this is. And then again, marigold nasturtiums. So what I'm thinking is that, and I'll show you my second tower is going to be kind of big plants, and I think that it will shade this down here on the bottom. I don't know how much lettuce, and I have kale for the other tower. I don't know exactly how much I'll get, but I mean it should be enough that we can top off our sandwiches and make our smoothies. Now in this one I sort of ran out of plants, and I just took kind of what I had. I had been starting some Christmas cactuses in the window, so I planted those, and then nasturtiums and marigolds. Okay, so up here, this is my squash, and we know how big squash gets. So squash is going to grow over, and it's going to shade the bottom plants. Now, Greenstalk does have this plastic thing that snaps around that will hold those up. So I may end up getting 2 of those, one for this tower, and then in this tower over here, I've got summer squash. So the very same thing. We know it's going to get big. We know it's going to come over. It's going to drape over. And the same thing over here in this. I was starting some Jew plants that had broken off, so I went ahead and put those in. I didn't want to waste any pocket, so I went ahead and filled every pocket. And for me, I think it is much easier to unstack these, and what I do is I take the watering bowl out, and then that's what I have to work with. And you want to sort of slant your plants in, because I showed you where the water is going to be coming out, but this really is a lot of good space for growing whatever you want. And I mean, you can grow herbs, you can grow flowers, you can grow vegetables, whatever you want. So this is the kale that I'm thinking that the squash will kind of cover. And then, you know, it is a little late in the season, but, you know, like I said, maybe we'll get some for our smoothies. Now, I'll go back to the original story that I was trying to tell you with what I thought was rosemary. Turned out to be sage. So I bought a cup of basil at Walmart in the grocery section. I think it was $3 or $4, just like the rosemary. And it had 6 stalks of basil in there. Now, I have used this all winter long. I kept it in the windowsill. I kept it watered, and then today, when it was time to plant these up, I brought this out and I divided it up, and I have enough to go all the way around. And, you know, I just think that's pretty good. I think that's, I'm getting a lot of use for a little money spent. And your basil is an annual, so it is going to die back. But what you can do in the fall, you can cut your basil off and then put it in water, and it will sprout. And then you can do it like that, along with lavender and rosemary. But let me get these stacked, get them clean, get them watered, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how they look. So there they are. It did not take me very long to get these potted up. Probably I spent more time deciding what I was going to put in where than I did anything. And you can see the height difference between this one over here has the rollers and this doesn't. So I had to decide where I was going to sit these, because in order to move this one I would have to take it completely apart, which is not a big deal. And I'll see how the plants do, but all I have left to do is to water these now. And then every day I'll come out and you just basically put your hose in there and fill this reservoir up, and then it just comes down perfectly into your garden. So if you are, maybe you don't have a lot of space, but you still want to grow vegetables or flowers, this is just an ideal thing to have. It is an investment, but once you have it, I mean, you use it year after year after year after year. I don't know what the lifespan for these are, but I would say that it's pretty long, and you know, you can change it up and do it however you want it. But yeah, there's my green stalks, and I'm just excited to have those planted up. Earlier I potted up some bleeding heart, and now I'm getting ready to go and dig up some roses. I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So these are the little roses that I'm going to dig up. You can barely see this one because it's being overshadowed by the iris. But I bought those 2 years ago from Grace Rose, and very reputable company. They are climbing rose. I had an arch here. It got knocked down with one of our tornadoes, and my husband was like, you know, honey, I think it actually looks better without it. So I am going to dig up these roses, and I'll show you where they're going to go. This is the area that comes out from the back door, and I am going to put those roses in these pots. I picked these up at a nursery. I've been doing some research, and I feel like in our zone, which is zone 7, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, unless we just have a terrible, terrible winter, those roses should do well in the pots. Now you may wonder, okay, why are you putting them in the pots? So I have this lattice that has been here for absolute years. It's been held up with zip ties, but it goes into where the chickens are. So I do come out here a lot. The chickens are right there. And I wanted this covered in roses. I did try to dig down, but there's so much gravel where this pea gravel has been in that it just, it wasn't feasible. I tried to dig on both sides to be able to put these in, but I'm gonna dig them up, get as much root as I can, and then I'm gonna pot them up in these pots. first one is out. That wasn't hard at all. I think I got a pretty good bit of the root along with some weeds. So let's try the second one now. So the hard part is done, and now we'll carry these back and just pot them up. Soil that I'm using to put in my containers. This came from Ace Hardware. I think they had it on sale in the month of February. So I picked up all that I could get in my trunk. But what I've done, I went ahead and put soil in this pot. I've got my rose about where I want it, so all I have to do is top it off. This rose is in its new home. It's ready to be watered, to be fertilized. It should be getting enough sun. I thought it would get enough sun up front. It didn't. It didn't perform like the other roses. It could have lived there, but it was never going to be in its glory and be the rose, the climbing rose that it should be. So I have transplanted these back here, and now we can just watch these grow and cover this, and I'm going to order 2 more to go on the other side so that it'll match. And yeah, we'll just see how this rose does. And isn't it funny, just like people, have everything that you need, be in the right environment, and then you can just grow. You're not struggling to survive. This rose bush was struggling for sunshine, so now it doesn't have to. It can just grow and bloom and bring the beauty of its beautiful roses to all of us. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the